Hello everyone. I don't know which which um, video this is in the order, but we were starting to talk about cognitive science, right? And at the moment we've been dealing with something called the explanatory gap to some extent. Now I'm going to do something that's pretty intricate, to say the least, at least for scientists and you know these categories of people. Uh, uh, we're gonna distinguish between access consciousness and phenomenal consciousness because it's practical. Access consciousness is, you know, pretty straightforward. It can be, you can have theoretical models. You can do computer-based simulations, and yeah, a great deal of that. So we can have the sufficient tools to deal with uh, access consciousness. Now, phenomenal consciousness is something completely different because it's about kind of first person or subjective um, experience. Uh, like yeah, looking at a ripe tomato, for example, and that kind of triggers something. um, it's slightly red. But yeah, well, this is very hard to grasp. And yeah, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna talk about two things, or present two things. One is, and both are concerned with phenomenal consciousness. Uh, we can have phenomenal concepts. That's one thing. Um, that somehow relates to a kind of world that's external to us, or and we can have something that's a great deal much harder to grasp, um, and that is phenomenal objects. Now, phenomenal objects are very uh, difficult to deal with because, yeah, mainly they have metaphysical implications that are pretty far out, and we don't want that. We don't want that. No, I would say that phenomenal objects is something that brings us pretty close to Plato and Platonism, and it doesn't really belong anywhere in the modern age. um, yeah, I have my doubts about that. But I think I haven't exactly covered the field or the territory, but I doubt that there are many who actually believe that there is something like um, phenomenal objects. Uh, um, and no, I'm not going to do any deep hardcore analysis of that. Phenomenal concepts, on the other hand, is yeah, pretty tangible, but also pretty elaborate if we get into details. Do some kind of refined work on that one. There are philosophers or psychologists who tend to treat uh, phenomenal concepts as similar or akin to uh, the conceptual framework of you know uh, uh, the outside world, or even uh, like like I said, a real tomato uh, would have a set of properties, perhaps, that are reflected somehow with a phenomenal concept or conception of. This demands some kind of tracking um, in order to work. That's what I suggest. And yeah, it is a perception in the case of the tomato. As for perception, we almost always talk about visual perception, and in the case of research, the vast body of research in cognitive science is on visual perception. I would say that visual perception is something that fundamentally deals with distinctions, distinction making, distinction creating, etc. And you can kind of there's this Belgian mad scientist called Francis Haley. He's uh, developed a kind of taxonomy on that, which concerns distinction making, cognitive distinction making, I should say. And yeah, as for visual perception, but I believe that this kind of cognitive apparatus, so to speak, can be generalized to all the known senses. There are five that we're aware of on a daily basis, and all of them, um, I think, all of them kind of work in a similar fashion from a cognitive point of view. So I would recommend anyone who's interested in this to check an article by Francis Haley. I don't know where you can find that one, but probably on Google Scholar. Pretty likely these days. Yeah, that was it. Just a kind of an introduction to an overview of phenomenal concepts and this intricate thing called phenomenal objects. Let's say, I suppose there are religious fanatics. I'm secular, and I am pretty pleased with being that, and I depend on being secular. Otherwise, perish pretty quickly. Uh, uh, so, um, but yeah, in the secular world, or the Western world, if you like, I think few are interested in phenomenal objects. That is a pretty heavy topic that simply don't belong. And I'm pushing 8 minutes now. I should turn this off. Thank you for watching. Thank you.